30 seconds and counting.
Hey, what's good? Yo, welcome back to another video. It's Anish. I'm joined with DJ, and today we're going to be discussing whether or not Alperon Sengun should start over Daniel Theis. And this has been a topic that has been circulating Rockets Twitter, Rockets like social media, and so we wanted to discuss it because I think we all know that Sengun is like kind of already better than Theis at the moment. But Theis, like being a veteran and all, he seems to get the nod to start. And even then, like the minutes discrepancy isn't that huge. Like Daniel Theis is averaging 22 minutes, Alperon Sengun is averaging 18 minutes. But what do you think, like based on what you've seen, do you think Alperon Sengun should start over Daniel Theis?
Yes and no. All right, like absolutely, I want Sengun to start. He is a lot better of a player when it comes to like the offensive end of the ball because of not only his scoring abilities but also his playmaking, facilitating, and just having an offense run off ball through him where he can just pass it to a guy cutting or whatever, lob threats to Wood or whoever. I want him to start, but I'm worried that if he does, our bench unit will have absolutely no playmaking. Like, hear me out, because KPJ is our primary ball handler and our primary like facilitator to get other people easy shots, easy looks at the rim, at three, wherever it might be. Great, he's a starter. You're not going to bench KPJ. Jalen Green is a secondary playmaker facilitator. He's not the best, but he can do it once in a while. Like pick and rolls, I've actually seen him and Daniel Theis have a really good like pick and roll rating. Like they're on the floor a lot, and whenever they do it, their pick and rolls are like they're pretty nice. They can definitely develop. And you're also starting Jason Tate, who is a somewhat decent, playmaker himself. He'll just catch the ball, he'll run in transition, especially in transition. Yeah, he'll run the ball up the court. Either pass it to a guy running behind him next to him or just kick it in the corner for someone for a quick transition bucket three. Great. But besides those three and Sengun, who exactly is another playmaker that can play off our bench? Because we won't have one. That's my main thing. Because if we do bring Sengun in, no one's going to be able to run with our bench unit, and everyone's just going to be creating for themselves. You have guys like Eric Gordon is great at creating for himself. He's not the best at creating for others. He typically ends up like turning over the ball when he is forced to do that. Backup point guard DJ Augustine, he is okay, but he's not good. And you need someone decent. Again, if we're starting Tate, then you have guys like Nwaba and House who are honestly more just Nwaba's just a good transition player. House can just do a little bit of like shooting, but he's not really a playmaker. So I love wanting to have Sengun start, but until we can get another certified playmaker on our team who can run with our bench unit, whether it be one of our guys on the roster develops that way, or it might be like a trade during the trade deadline, if we trade Gordon or trade House for some young guy who has that potential. Until we do something like that, I'm sorry, I just can't have Sengun start because he's just so valuable with what he can do with the ball in his hands. And I honestly think having him run with the bench unit is just it's the best way for him to get reps, really work on the game and have his teammates also learn the game with him and the way how he plays.
Yeah, I mean, Sengun, on top of already having superior playmaking than Daniel Theis, he also has, I believe, superior defensive prowess than Daniel Theis. So here's a stat that with Daniel Theis and Christian Wood on the floor together, they have a 135 defensive rating, and with Sengun and Wood, they have a 93 defensive rating. And just looking from the eye test, I feel like Sengun's able to keep up with these smaller guards and not get blown by like Daniel Theis is. I mean, Daniel Theis does not look mobile at all, and you would think that him being somewhat undersized center, he would be able to be a bit more versatile, a bit more mobile, but you don't really see that. And on top of that, Sengun beats him in like just like the basic defensive stats like steals and blocks. Sengun's averaging 2.4 steals and zero point 0.6 blocks per game, whereas Daniel Theis, he's averaging 0 steals and 0.8 blocks per game. So, and like Sengun, he's like on top of the rookie leaderboard for steals, and so like he's like the number one in that category. So, I mean, Sengun by all means, I feel like he's already better than Daniel Theis, but yeah, it's just tricky to counteract that. And Sengun already has. I think he's not going to be a liability from three at all either. Like his sample size, yes, it's small, but he's been knocking that down at like a 33%. Oh, sorry, that's not. Sorry, my bad. He's shooting three. Give me some sec. Yeah, he is shooting at 33%. My bad. Okay, and then Daniel Theis, he's shooting it at 28%. So like that's not gonna, like, for a team that like still shoots a decent amount of threes. I think Sengun, he won't be a complete like liability from three. So yeah, I mean that's my thoughts. I feel like you said, along the things that you said about trading these vets. When certain guys are gone, I think that means you can bring some players like Josh Christopher, give him some more minutes, because I know he can be a playmaker when given the opportunity. Like he's a very good communicator, and so I think maybe we can implement some of that. But right now, and then you can also argue that Sengun, if he's playing starter minutes, he'll get better experience versus if he's just against like bench players. He's like not going against the best competition. But obviously we're only like very early into the season, so obviously this can change. But
yeah, okay, so I want to get back to your point about his defense compared to like a Daniel Theis. I completely agree that Alperen Sengun is a better defender than Daniel Theis in like most scenarios. It's not just the eye test, but like the actual analytics and stats prove that as well. So there is just one problem though. He is kind of foul prone. Like he gets into foul trouble really early, really quickly into games. I remember seeing games where he's only played like 15 minutes. He has like 4 fouls. And I'm like, okay, that's not good, because as great as Sengun is playing, he's only 19, y'all. He's still a rookie, and we kind of tend to forget that with how he plays, because he plays like a vet, which is amazing, but he is still a rookie. He makes a lot of rookie mistakes, especially in terms of, sometimes turnovers and with his fouling. And so also I feel like if you were to start him and put him against like, top NBA centers out there, he's going to be like out of the game, or like he's going to be like set on the bench after like the first quarter with like 3 fouls on Joel Embiid. What are you going to do then? Like, because that just completely ruins it. I really like him off the bench because he's not going up against the top tier level centers out there who are really good at, making other guys, get into contact with them and like drawing fouls. And so if again, he can still get those reps like that you're saying off the bench, because from what I've seen, he's not even playing like bench minutes. When you compare his numbers with Theis's, he's literally averaging like 4 minutes less than Theis or something like that. So he's on the floor all the time. And whenever Theis is not there, he's on the floor, and they literally split the game like that. So, and with the Rockets also being like not that great of a team, and losing a lot of these games by like 20 points, you're not going to put Theis in the game when you're down 20 in like the fourth quarter. That's just not going to happen. But if you're down 20 in the fourth quarter, you are going to put Sengun in, because why not? He has nothing to lose. He's a rookie. He wants those minutes. Those are times. So I'm not worried about him like not getting reps. I am worried though about him like being a little bit in foul trouble at his early stage, but he'll get better at that. And again, I'm so impressed with his ability on the defensive end, because Sengun is not the most athletic player out there. The reason that he's so good on defense, why he's leading the rookies in like steals. Remember, we have guys out here like Davion Mitchell, Mr. Off Night, these and like Evan Mobley, other like really, really good versatile big men who do the same thing. But the reason that Sengun is leading in this stat is because he just has a knack for the game and like reading offenses. Sengun played in a professional league while everyone else here was just playing in like college or like the G League or something. So really, it's like he has more experience in knowing how the game plays, how plays are run, how the ball is being moved, and he's able to have a vision of, hey, I can tell that the ball's going to come to this guy, I can steal, I can rip him, I can do this, I can do that. He's really, really mature in the way he plays and with the way he sees the floor. I love this pickup. I love Sengun, but again, until he can prove to me that he's not going to be a foul trouble big, and as also that he can prove to me that he can actually keep his place with top tier NBA centers out there, just let him ride the bench right now. Not ride the bench like in a bad way, but just let him be our sixth man. Because let him come in when Theis is not playing. If Theis gets injured, if anyone's sitting out, we need minutes. Put him in, let him work on his thing with the bench unit. Let the whole team understand how he plays the game, know where to be, how he's going to find you the ball, get that into your hands. Just let the offense run. Let's focus on the player development here, and let's not put any pressure on this man because, again, he's just 19. Let the man just focus on being a better player right now rather than winning games.
Yeah, you make very solid points about that. And I think with the foul things, it could be simply like miscommunication on like what play they're running. Because with Sengun, there's that obvious like language barrier, and just him adjusting from like EuroLeague to the NBA. And that's what also why we brought Daniel Theis, is so that he can help with that adjustment, because Daniel Theis did play in the EuroLeague. And so, so I think it's going to be interesting to see how this whole situation works out. But yeah, I think for now, Sengun off the bench is fine because he seems to be, that's where his niche is right now. But as the season progresses, a lot of things can happen. So, but that's pretty much it for the video. Let us know your thoughts. And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Thank you all for watching. Peace.